So the body has two brains, and in order to control the first brain properly, we have to be able to control the second brain. But we also, second brain has been taken over as of late. So the reason for depression is because they're eating your serotonin. Do you guys not see or study? So we now know that the largest organ is the skin, and they actually cause all these skin issues as well. That's why sauna is so important in order to regenerate and to rebuild any issue of the heart. Because we know that if the heart is dirty, the mind will be dirty as well. So 90% of all people have this issue, and they have this issue because of this issue. And this issue comes from this guy, which most people have. And it causes a state of mania in man, right? So they had to tell us. So what do we do, and how do we get rid of these issues of life? We use the lime, because the lime will help heal the nations, next to the cayenne and the Celtic salt, salt every meal, Leviticus 2:13. So you combine these two, and you're going to create a positive electrical charge. And that is also going to be a good killer for those pescatarians that are bruising the heel, because we know that they're causing PMS and all that stuff. It's just science. So anyways. Alright, so small intestinal bacterial. Alright, it's overgrowth. There's nothing new under the sun. And a broken heart could equal a broken vessel. So the world will be deceived. Alright, and so we have to get the body back into a state of autophagy. And we've got to get this issue out of the body, because we know that they will be mixing in the end times. And that will be affecting this guy, the body's peace chemical. So what do? We follow these protocols that are good for our health. You know, I was so moved, I had to make a Bible, a health Bible, that just describes everything that's going on here. You know, so anyways, links in bio.
Listen, a gorilla can eat nothing but vegetation and then put on size like this. And people's comments are, oh, gorillas' gut microbiomes are different than us. What you don't seem to wrap your head around is that we are the most divine, advanced, sentient life forms on this plane of existence. How do you not grasp that? The people in power understand that low vibrational light becomes matter and high vibrational matter becomes illuminated. They worship the 3D construct. They are Canaanites. They are cannibals. They practice Baal worship and human sacrifice. They practice consuming flesh. You don't understand the hierarchy of what you're in. You don't understand what you are participating in. Oh, but you need B12s and you need protein. For over a year, I participated in what I now call the celestial fasting method, where you only eat on Monday, Thursdays, and Saturdays, and I was only eating raw fruit and vegetation. When you don't eat for 3 whole days, your body goes into homeostasis, ketosis, and you activate your growth hormone. And I noticed that you need minerals. You don't need protein. The precursor to everything is minerals. If we went to school and we learned about alchemy like we're supposed to, you would understand that the body is composed of minerals, composed of the 12 cell salts. You need to find out what you're deficient in, and you need to start taking those minerals. You need to get them from natural sources. Your organs are optimized by minerals. All illnesses, chronic illnesses, and diseases come from mineral deficiencies. It's a fact. The body does not need protein. You've been brainwashed. You go to school and these pharmaceutical companies create the curriculums of the stuff that you're learning. If you are consuming meat, you're getting secondary and trinary nutrition. How do you not comprehend that? You're being put in a state of consumption. Eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And when you do that, you shut down the autonomic functions of the body. Your body's supposed to naturally do things. Your DNA shuts down because you become externally dependent. That's why I tell you, your body is interdependent, and the only way to get back there is through fasting and minerals. Most of the fitness influencers that even attack me on this platform are doing hormone therapy because their test levels are extremely low. And you wonder why? It's because of the consumption of meat. They have erectile dysfunction. And if they don't, it's because they're taking some form of hormone therapy. You are a carbon life form, and guess what the closest thing to carbon is? Fructose. Natural fructose from fruit is the closest thing to carbon, which is what you are composed of, H3O2 structured jelly water. And the body is electrical. That's why fruit yields angstroms of energy. Understand the zodiac signs, the Mazzaroth, like it says in the Bible. Study alchemy, find out what you're deficient in, which 12 cell salts you're deficient in, and start getting those in your body. Get your body back to basic function. Oh, you need to show me peer-to-peer studies. They control the information that you see. You need to seek knowledge. If you want to further your knowledge about this stuff, go get my web course, Touching the Veil. All the health stuff is free. In the next few days, I'm going to upload an entire new segment on the zodiac signs and the 12 cell salts and the foods that correspond with those cell salts so you can understand what you can eat to make up for what you're deficient in.
Are you ready to have your mind blown? Follow me down this rabbit hole and I'm going to change the way you think about food forever. In this video, I'm going to talk about why most of us men are getting fatter and why it's also happening to women. But most importantly, we're going to talk about how to reverse it. To begin, let's start with the question I've had since I was a kid. Why would a restaurant whose goal is to sell food be giving out free buttery breadsticks right before we order food? This is organic cane sugar from sugar cane. But in nature, sugar does not look like this. And this is also not what rice looks like in nature. In nature, sugar has a BFF, a best friend, and it's this thing right here. They go hand in hand. They are literally never separated in nature. It's something called fiber. But the question is, where has all the fiber gone? This is not what rice looks like in nature. It looks like this. Around every single grain of rice is something called the bran. It's not the kernel, it's not the husk, it's the bran, the fiber part. We throw away the bran and we only eat the white part. Food makers take a naturally fiber-rich product like wheat, they get rid of all the fiber so they can make products like this. And even sugar itself, in nature, always comes packaged in fiber. Health benefits of fiber. This comes from this website right here. Fiber is what controls your blood sugar. If you remove it from food, you have a very high risk of diabetes. Fiber is what protects your heart. If you take it out, your triglyceride and cholesterol levels will go up, and this will cause heart disease, stroke, and a bunch of other problems. Fiber is what maintains your digestive health and all the healthy bacteria in your gut. If you take it out, you're going to have IBS, mental health problems, and leaky gut. And fiber is what keeps you feeling full and helps with weight management. Take it out and you'll have a nation full of overweight people. And this right here, this is exactly where we are today. Nearly 100% of the food in the supermarket that's in the packaged food section has been stripped of its fiber. Food makers take the sugar, the carbohydrate, and instead of putting it with fiber, they put it with fat. They do this because they know that when you combine fat with carbohydrate, it is addictive. In nature, there are things that are high in both protein and fat. And there are also things in nature that are high in protein and carbs. But in nature, there's really nothing that's high in both fat and carbohydrates. Perhaps only one thing, breast milk. Lots of fat and lots of carbs, and it's designed to fatten us up and to make us want to eat, eat, eat. And it's the same reason that the breadsticks are free. The restaurant knows that if they can give us fat and carbs together, we'll actually eat and order more. Because how much we eat is actually downstream of what we eat. So what's the takeaway from this video? Well, whenever you're going to have sugar or carbs, make sure you have them with fiber. Eat whole, unprocessed foods. The fiber helps us control our appetite and our blood sugar, making it much, much easier to get rid of excess body fat. 24 billion dead cells. Half of the crap locked in your big fat gut is dead you. Dead cells and dead tissue. That's why you smell so bad. Cold and smelling throughout the whole body. I might add, most people in mental institutions are there because the waste drove them crazy. Eliminate once every 2 weeks. Very deranged people. Terrible elimination. Terrible eliminative habits. Waste drives them crazy. PMS, body waste. Dumped into the bloodstream at ovulation 2 weeks before the mens. An extra load of waste dumped into the bloodstream. Waste from the past month from the McDonald's, from the prescription drugs. The body's got to get rid of it. The body's constantly looking for a place to store waste. The body's constantly trying to build its immune system to protect itself from the worms you infest it with from the meats you eat. Constantly trying to protect itself and to rebuild its immune system. You're giving it nothing that it can rebuild its immune system with, so it takes from Peter to pay Paul. It'll take from one of the other organs to shore up another organ. Terrible thing to see organs dying as I look into your eyes as a neurodologist. Terrible thing to see organs dying, and organs trying to help other organs. Seeing the traces in the eye of organs trying to help another organ live. I told you last night, I have no sympathy for the passion that kills those marvelous organs. The passion you call you. Passion is controlled by emotion. It has nothing to do with intellect. Today, let's explore the power of breath. Breath is life, and how we breathe can greatly impact our health and well-being. Let's try a simple breathwork technique together. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in for a count of 4, hold it for a count of 7, and exhale slowly for a count of 8. Repeat this cycle 4 times. This is known as the 4-7-8 technique, a powerful tool to reduce stress and promote relaxation. Remember, your breath is a powerful ally in your journey towards health and wellness. This is Growth Guru Mindset, reminding you to breathe easy. Cold showers are the new cocaine. Understand that when you eat chocolate, it increases dopamine by 200%. When you have sex, hopefully it's good quality sex, it increases your dopamine by 200%. When you smoke tobacco, it also increases your dopamine by 200%. But here's the thing, all of those things are very quick hits of dopamine. They're short-term gratification. Same thing with cocaine. You hit that line and guess what? You want more. But with cold showers, you get a 250% boost in dopamine and it lasts up to 4 hours. Think about that. Everyone who wants to get high off of life should be starting cold showers every morning. There's something evil and demonic about the amount of paperwork that's required. Okay, this child goes to school for 7 hours a day, 35 hours a week, and not only do they have the audacity to give them paperwork all day there, they send them home with paperwork. Oh yeah. So now we're talking 9 hours a day paperwork. So when I look at a little child, I don't look at them and think, you should be doing 9 hours a day paperwork. I think you should be outside playing. There's really nothing in life, looking back, that school ever taught me. It was all lies, make-believe, bullcrap. You need to know how to do basic math. You need to know how to read and how to write. And you could basically take a child that was 10 years old, 11 years old, and you could probably spend a few months with them, showing them that as a parent. So, this, decades of school is not needed, okay? You do not use what school taught you in your day-to-day life. You don't, okay? And if you say that you do, you're a liar. The amount of paperwork that your child is given is insane, okay? I dare you, and you won't do it. You won't. I dare you to do 1 day of your child's paperwork. 1 day. And then, and only then, would you be reminded of how difficult your child actually has it. So, let's say the child is just not going to do 9 hours a day paperwork. Well, automatically, the child's the problem. Okay? The school's going to tell the child they're the problem. The parents are going to tell the child that they're the problem. Okay? You don't see that there's a satanic agenda going on and that the school system itself is really a conspiracy against us. You're going to look at the child and say, you're bad. And they have programs designed for children who've wised up and aren't going to do the paperwork because it's not worth it. They're not getting paid. There's no reward for this. And hey, how much trouble can they really be in? Detention. They can get Fs, fail school. Alternative schools. And if none of this works, okay, we're going to go to something called medication. Son of a bitch. These niggas here. So what you telling me? There was Canadian wildfires. And now New York is yellow. If you don't goddamn get your goddamn... What the hell's going on? I'ma tell you what's going on. They're hiding what's really going on in the sky. Like, I'm not a weather expert. I don't really know about the clouds and all of that, but that yellow smoke cloud thing is not natural. So they're saying wildfires coming from Canada. I might have got my wires crossed. Yeah, I didn't do my research on this one, but I can tell that something fishy is going on.
However, some addicts say they found a cure with a little known drug that's illegal in the U.S. NBC 26's Megan Lowry explains the catch with this so-called miracle drug. The so-called cure works so well, heroin addicts get clean almost instantly. But the problem is it's illegal and there are some serious risks involved. But we spoke to one young man who knew if he didn't do something, his addiction to heroin would kill him.
Relapse was more violent than the previous time.
That's when Jake and his family considered another option. Ibogaine, a potent hallucinogenic drug that comes from a plant in Africa. It's said to greatly reduce withdrawal symptoms and drug cravings. The big problem? It's illegal in the U.S.
I started looking into it, my parents looked into it, and I was like, maybe there's something to this, but I was still very skeptical.
But Jake was also desperate, his life out of control, so he decided